Hi friends, good morning. Today we have discussed about very interesting subject. As we know that every researcher joining this PhD degree, it's very confused or difficult to write a proposal or a synopsis. Today I will teach you. It's very easy to write your PhD synopsis or a proposals, a quality, not only proposals, how to write a quality research proposals or a synopsis of your PhD thesis. First of all, selection of a research subject on topic. Selection of a research subject on the topic. Subject, which subject? Say, best example is that economics, sociology, political science, any other subjects. And topic that would be related to your respective subjects. That would be very trendy, very catchy, very presently it would be very plays a significant role or a wide scope for that. And also next one is that motivation research, basic research questions. Motivation research. Best example is that suppose now corona, it's a very pandemic. In these situations, we can take it as a corona, how its impact on economy of our country, our state, like that. Then only it would be more attractive or motivations. Anyone can motivate. Means particularly for that, the policymakers must motivate. And also basic research questions. What is your basic research questions? How can we do? What are the policies, recommendations, or findings I can write, like that? You have to kept in mind. Another one is that review of literature. Review of literature. Here, as we know that I discussed many videos, previous videos, I discussed and told you many examples for that. Find out how what related research questions are answered by existing theories or empirical studies. Say for example, you have arises many questions, so many questions in your mind. How to write, how to identify the problems, and also what are the questions has been arises particularly in our subject or our research topic. Thus that would be kept in the mind, and also you have to think for that. Another one is that identifications of research gap. Actually this would be most important aspects. Identifications of research gap or research problems or issues. That would be mentioned in your literature reviews. That would be mentioned in your literature reviews. You have to go through it and identify the problems or a gap. You are going to fulfill that particular gaps for that. Another one is that researchable questions, research gap and researchable questions. Researchable questions in the sense, research questions as well as researchable questions. Actually here I tell you 2 or 3 strategies for that. Strategies are skills. Yesterday in the previous videos also I told you many examples, many informations with regard to research skills, how you have to adapt. Here a new question and new answers. Say for example, that would be your topic, that would be a new questions, new answers. Your research topic must be very trendy. That would be related to our present existing situations. And also here new questions and new answers. Say for example, new questions. Say for example, here nowadays we are suffering from COVID-19, a pandemic. What are your suggestions? New suggestions, new solutions you must give, then only that problems will solve. Another one is that old question and new answer. Best example is that old question, new answer. Say for example, Indian 5 years plans. Indian 5 years plans. We have adopt which one? There was a main objectives for that, eradication of poverty, increasing of literacy rate. That would be, it was starting from 1951 till the date. Still, there is a question for that. That is old questions. New answer, what is for that? New answer is that just 10 days or before, 15 days before, we got the new education policy 2020. We can adopt. That would be a new answers. That would be old questions. It would be new answers. The researcher must aware for that, and also very clever and also very speed dynamic for that. What are the questions we have, the arises of for your research questions? You have to old question, new answer. That would, I told you, the old question, this would be new answer. New answer means new education policy 2020. Another one is that new question and old answer. Best example is that new question. Say for example, how to solve the poverty alleviations, how to eradicate the eradications of the poverty. This would be new questions, old answer, in the sense to give economic power means job opportunities, employment opportunities for them. Then only it would be solved. This is the best example for new question and old answer. Researcher, kindly please note these three issues, researchable questions, researchable issues. These three questions must understand to do your research, and also selections of the problems or issues. What is that? New question and new answers. Second one is that old question and new answer. Third one is that new question and old answer. You don't forget about these three. You always kept in the mind until end of your research. Another one is that objectives. Objectives is most important aspects. I told you many videos in the previous videos. Objectives, fill in the research gap. I told you why you have to conduct research. Topic, you have to identify the problems or a gap or issues. Based on that, you have to frame a objectives. In the objectives, what you are going to fulfill? You are going to fulfill the research gap. How to fulfill? Means you have to conduct various objectives, frame various objectives in your mind and your research topic. Based on that, one by one, you have to solve. You have to solutions for that problem, solution for that gaps. Another one is that methodology. Methodology, how to accomplish the objectives. Methodology itself reveals that method of collecting the data and analyzing the data. Here, accomplishing the objectives means how to accomplish in the sense method of collecting the data. Which method I can conduct, which data or information I have been collected. This would be very clear. And also theory or conceptual framework and also empirical analysis. How to fulfill this theory, conceptual framework or empirical researches. How you can solve. Next one is that completed research will be includes how to complete your research means it would be a results and discussion. After completion of your data collections or information collections, then you have to going to start your results and discussions. Then what you are telling, you have to prepare some tables, graphs, interpretation, analytical part, everything. Then you have to identify and summarize. Then you have to findings, power implications, and also relation to the objectives for your research. Ultimately, you have to fulfill the research gap, means fulfill the objective. Another one is that examples of research questions. Say for example, education research questions. What are the questions has been arises in the research, education research? Say for example, attitudes of the student, results, scale points. These are all comes under the research questions. And also economic research. In the sense, do you have assets? Do you have lands, agricultural land holdings? Do you have any other income generation activities, products or something like that? These are all some of the examples of the economic research. Socio-economic research on telephones, examples of research socio-economic research on telephones. Say for example, socio-economic research, particularly for the arises, means what are the social and economic conditions. Say for example, celebrations of festival, marriage, and also providing educations to the children. These are all the comes under the socio-economic aspects here. And also whether students grade on education. These are all the examples of research methodology, particularly for the education research. What are the questions has been arises? Whether student grades on examinations improved after exposure to new teaching method in a social science. This is to be explained and how. These are all the questions has been arises. This would be related to education questions. Another one is that examples of research methodology. Here, economics determinants of consumption, demand for a commodity by X are households. Here there's a price of commodity, demand for that particular commodity, and supply of that particular commodity. Or at the same time, most importantly, we can consider it as a income of the households. Income of the households. These are the examples of the research question. Another one is that examples of research methodology, particularly for the socio-economic. Here, the determinants of ownership of a telephone. Determinants of ownership of a telephone. And another one is that basic questions, landline or fixed or mobile or wireless. Which one is your telephone? This is the question. How can you ask these kinds of the questions will arises under the methodology has been arises particularly in the socio-economic conditions. Social factors, particularly for the social factors. How to conduct social factors, how to prepare questionnaire for social factors in the sense, nature of family, that would be nuclear or extend, or joint family or individual family, like that. Age of the family members, family with younger or older generations, means young generation, old generation, you have to consider the percentage of the young peoples, old peoples, like that. This aspects will comes under the social aspects. Another one is that social categories, which community, which race, caste, this would be comes under the social aspects. A researcher must understand these, which aspects comes under the social, economical, educational and political and other community based, and also education level of family members, it would be very most important aspects in the sense, if the family member is highly educated, their income activities may be very high. This would be just, the researcher always must observe this. Whenever you have to conduct research, you have to observe this. Another one is that economic factor. Economic in the sense, income factor. Income of a family member. This would be economic situations is based on, they are depending upon the your family members, economic generations or income generations. In the sense, which family members, those family members has been acquire a good literacy rate or education, they must get higher income group, comes under the higher income group, and then the economic situations may be a very good positions. Another one is that technological factor. Nowadays, it would be most important aspects. Technological factors, see, in the sense, connectivity. Say, for example, mobile, TV, fridge, AC, washing machine, everything. Fridge, refrigerator, stoves, gas, everything. Electric stoves, everything. It is comes under the connectivity, portability, and roaming. These are all the important things nowadays. Without these technological factors or technology means we are depending, knowingly or unknowingly we are depending, and that particularly we have to fulfill. We should know what are the questions, what are the information collected, which aspects comes under the social, economic and technological aspects or educational aspects. You have to decide. These are all the things is incurred in your and also keep it in your mind while you have to preparing PhD synopsis or how to prepare a good quality research proposals. These are all the information is plays a significant role while the entry level of the research scholars in the PhD degree, they must understand these are all the things. Keep it in your mind, read it compulsory, and also think it rationally, and start writing to preparations of your a quality, not only simple research as proposals. It would be a quality research proposals. It would be a very standardized research proposals, and also standardized designs, research design. Then only it would be very appropriate to submit any university for the degree of award of doctor degree in your respective subjects. So that I hope you understand very well. At the same time, I have been explaining all kinds from the starting, selection of your subject, topic, research topic, and also frame the objectives, identification of the problems, methodological part, scope and limitations of the part, chapterizations, and also other socio-economic aspects, economical aspects, technological aspects, and also educational, cultural, everything. It would be comes under that. Here, researcher must understand why we have to conduct research. What is your questions? I have already told you the important three things must keep in the mind: new question and new answer, new question, old answer, old question, new answer. This would be very most important things must be remember always, and also don't forget about this. Kindly make it use for that your research subject or research purposes. I hope you understand very well. I hope you can understand very well. And also, I conclude myself, this preparations of a project proposals or a synopsis is plays a significant role. Your PhD thesis is based on your synopsis writing. What are the objectives you have framed, methodology you have to frame, research gap and research questions you have to in your mind, how to fulfill that gaps or issues. These are all the important things to fulfill all the questions, all the issues, and also gaps, also fulfill the gaps. These are all the important aspects with regard to how to prepare quality research proposals or a synopsis or PhD thesis. I hope you understand very well. And also, I wanted to tell you, get subscribe of my channel and comment. At the same time, you have to follow my Instagram under descriptions. Thank you very much. Have a good day.